How would you describe the office culture at your Planned Parenthood clinic? Did it feel repressive? Like, do people walk on eggshells in the break room because they're afraid of saying anything that might suggest that they have doubts about the work that they're doing? Or is everybody like in really good spirits?
No, it was very much no, um it was very much like sort of a team feeling, but it was like a us versus them sort of mentality. So it was like you hear about like a bunker mentality, like in combat, like in the war, like that's sort of what it felt like. Like we were always on the defensive, we're always like fighting, like we're fighting for something that's important. But you were made to feel scared all the time. You were made to feel fearful. So, we had FBI agents, we had marshals, we had, Texas Rangers, we had people that would come into our facilities. We had like bomb squad experts that would come into our facilities on a regular basis. And they would, tell us about how, pro-lifers are out to kill us. And, we have to be extra careful. And somebody may come in and put a bomb in our clinic.
Did
And
you ever genuinely feel like pro-lifers were trying to kill you when you were pro-choice and working at Planned Parenthood?
I mean, yeah, I felt like I felt like that every day. I mean, because I was made to feel terrified by all of these like law enforcement people. Like I thought, oh my gosh, these people are trying to kill me. Like, and that's how you're made to feel. Like that's very intentional that you're made to feel like so scared when really like there's not a threat, right? But it's just so you're just made to feel so scared, and it just heightens this division between you and the people outside who are really, they just really want to help you, right? They just really want to help the women going in, but it's just this heightened anxiety, this like heightened fear all the time.
Are
But
abortions?
on the inside, I mean, like with the people that I worked with, like we were all very close. I mean, until you're
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Like you're all very close until you decide you don't want to be
Yeah.
in an
Until you're a
abortion clinic
defector,
anymore.
then you're a traitor.
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
when you guys are working together, like, is there any room? Is there any freedom to be outwardly disturbed by anything that you see? Like, was there ever any moment where other employees were like, "Man, that was like a brutal thing to watch today"?
No, definitely not.
They're just
Um,
used to it.
no, I mean, like we had a couple of employees that were like actively Catholic. And I mean, I say that like, I hate to say they were like really practicing their faith, but I mean, like they did go to mass and stuff.
Right.
Um, but they worked in the clinic and they pretty much like worked up front and they didn't really go into the back. They like just handled money and stuff. And I remember just one time, there was like, we had like a pretty large, like a 14-week set of twins that were aborted. And for whatever reason, someone had talked one of them into going back into the POC lab, like to see what the babies look like
And what
after
is a
they were.
POC lab for people that haven't ever seen your movie Unplanned?
Yeah, POC lab is the products of conception lab. That's where we would piece the babies back together. And like this one worker, like never went back there. She was like, no, that's disgusting. Like, I'm never going back there. And this Catholic lady, for some reason, like they talked her into going back there and they were like, no, it's so cool. Like, you need to go see it. Like, it looks so neat. These like twins. And she went back there and she was just totally disgusted by it. And she was just like, I can't believe y'all did those abortions on those babies so far, so far along. And she was like, I'm never going back there again. Like that was really the only time I remember somebody like being outwardly disgusted, by something that happened. But no, you just never. I remember my boss talking very openly about her approval of abortions up until, the date of birth. And you just did not speak against that. I mean, it's just, and that's the way it is in like pro-abortion culture. there's just so much sort of unity in that culture that even if you're against it, even if you're against something, even if you're like, I'm not really like for that,
I mean, it sounds like
you
indoctrination to
don't
the
speak
root.
against it. You just go with it.